tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy DJ Jesse Janedy here in studio for Spotlight On. I'm joined by Tiona Hobson.
Hello, everyone.
And we have a very special guest. We've watched him grow up. We have Sir Robert Ri'chard.
Hey, what's going on, world? How you guys doing, everybody? Besos.
Pesos.
Thank you for coming in. I mean, you've done everything from TV, movies. I mean, you have like one of the biggest movies that's about to come out right now. I mean, you're probably being ran down the road.
Thank the Lord.
Women are just like, hello.
You know, I've been giving out hugs. Hugs and sexy chocolates I've been giving out lately. So, no, it's really, really nice to, like, you know, I love America. So I go to, like, I'm almost been to every state.
Okay.
I got a couple that I haven't been to. I haven't been to Maine yet. But a lot of them I've been to. And it's really nice to go into, you know, just an average, you know, lunchtime spot to get some lunch. And, like, women of all, like, you know, color, shape, size, everybody's, like, get out of the seat and says, listen, I got to get a hug with you. And I'm like, bring it in, girl. I want to hug you, girl. So that's been really, really nice. And, you know, part of a great film, Chocolate City, May 22nd. Check it out in theaters and video on demand. But you know, it's a really entertaining film. It's a family film. Everybody's gonna get what they love. You know what I mean? Something for the guys, something for the ladies. It's good, man. It's gonna be a good event.
Well, I want to talk more about it, but before we do that, I kind of want to see where your mind's at. So you grew up, I mean, a child actor.
Yeah. And
you've been very successful in transitioning, as to where we see some child stars kind of have a little, you know, stunts.
Right, absolutely. I just keep my nose to the grindstone in everything that I do. You know, it's just really important for me to, like, never kind of, like, look up. And so I think part of it is that I've never seen anything that I've done.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen anything.
Why is that?
Just because I never wanted to lose, like, the passion of what I do for, like, the results that it, you know, turns out. Mm-hmm. So I think sometimes people can get a little bit, you know, not like ahead of themselves because they're like, oh, check myself out, you know, on so and so. So I've never seen anything, and I think it's, you know, between that and having all my hometown friends, I pretty much stay the same Robert that I've been since I was like 3 years old, pretty much.
What was it for you that kept you, that wanted to get you into acting originally?
Yo, man, just dodging a fight, to be honest, man. I was walking down the wrong block.
Wait, what?
The wrong colors. And I was outnumbered like 3-1. And I was a bad kid growing up. I used to fight.
You grew up here in L.A.?
I grew up in L.A., yeah, like Crenshaw, Slauson area. That's my neck of the woods. And that's pretty much where everybody grew up. Ice-T, everybody grew up in that neighborhood. And so I used to get into a lot of fights, and I was outnumbered 3-1, and I like ducked into a building, and just by the grace of God, happened to be at acting school. So I was in there just stalling, like, yo, I need to see an application, I want a tour, you know, I gotta get a popsicle or whatever. And I was just like trying to kill 45 minutes because I figured they'd walk away by then. But I ended up, you know, filling out a damn application, and then the rest is kind of history. And my parents signed me up full time, and then I started taking classes and did all theater training first, and then had a play that Steve Simon, who's still my agent today, found me in this theater and said, I love to rep you.
How old were you?
I was 13 years old.
Wow.
And I said to him, I said, you guys my mom. You can't talk to me.
What do you mean?
Stranger danger. So, shout out to moms everywhere. Shout out to my mom too.
Was that the moment you realized that acting is what you wanted to pursue full time, or when did that moment come for you?
You know, I think that I never really realized, like, you know, I'm just passionate about everything that I do. You know, so I could be chopping wood. Like, when we were kids, me and DeAndre Walker, right? we were like, listen, this is gonna be our enterprise. We're gonna chop wood and then sell wood for Christmas because people need wood for their fireplace.
Yes, entrepreneur.
Dude, we were into listen, we started chopping wood in like September. We went out and like got asked for axes for our birthday, and we chopped down a tree in our backyard and like literally chopped them up in blocks, and we started putting out marketing stuff, and advertising. Like we got wood. Yo, we made so much money that
Wait, how old were you when this was happening?
Okay, so I guess Walker and I were probably like 95, so we were like 12, right? We did wood chopping, and we did hanging up lights. Like that was our thing. Like,
You would hang people's
we're
lights
gonna hang up lights for
smart.
everybody, right? So we would work like all Saturday and all Sunday hanging up lights for everybody on roofs. We'd get nails and hammers and stuff, and then that work ethic has translated into everything that I've ever done, man.
So wait, was that something that your parents had installed in you, that type of ethic, or was it just being out here, you wanting to get out of where you were? Or?
Nah, I just think a lot of people around me were just better than me, right? And I just don't want to just be an underachiever.
I'm trying to climb that ladder any way I can.
I mean, I had good friends, bad friends. I had a lot of drug dealer friends. They were selling drugs, man. I'm like, you're not gonna outdo me. I'm not gonna you go to work harder than I go to work. So I've always known to kind of put my nose down. Me and my best friend Brandon Myers too. We've always worked. We said we were gonna write a script one time, and we literally locked ourselves into a bedroom for like 3 days, and we only ordered pizza, and then we wrote a full script, and it was amazing. And I actually still want to do it to this day.
When did you write that script actually?
We wrote a couple. That was pretty much all 2010, 2011 stuff. And
so after you had already kind of been
for sure. But me and B still work together now. We work on this fitness thing now, and we just want to have general health for just average Americans, right? And so
why is that important to you?
Because I care about people in general, right? And all of us have prioritized our health. We put that at the lowest denominator. And I'm dude, come on, we all make time to brush our teeth, take showers, mail. We can get 10 minutes of work on a day.
Yep.
So I got with my doctor and Dr. Amaral Sergani, and we came up with a low intensity workout that everybody can do. I'm talking about everybody. I got clients who are 300 pounds, and they're on their road to fitness freedom. And I call it Highway Fit because one time I was early somewhere, and I got off on the side of the freeway and did it on the side of the freeway. And I was I can do this anywhere. I can do this on the highway. So I caught it Highway Fit. And there's no weights, no gym, no travel time. It's low intensity workout. And I train 300 people right now, and they all have my text messages, and I text them and train them in the morning and drive around and send them videos. So I want to be able to do that for more people. So a year from now, it's going to come out. We'll be live, and we'll have an app that I can train with everybody.
I love this go mentality.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I can just picture you being let's freaking chop some wood. Come on.
I always I'm like, let's look. How does it look if we win? I'm like, the way it looks if we win is we get Jordans, multiple Jordans. We can just walk into the mall and be yeah, today I'm gonna buy 4 pair of Jordans. I'm like, so how much money do Jordans cost? Right? I'm like, okay, Jordans cost $150. Okay, so 4 pair would be $600 plus tax. So it's $700. So we need to make $1,400. So you have $700. I have $700. Make some 4 pair of Jordans.
Well, wow. I like the fact that you didn't turn to the people that your friends that were selling drugs. You found wood. You found something that was.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's just trying to get ahead, right? And sometimes people end up doing some things that maybe that they're not proud of, or things that might be a little bit of illegal activity. But I try and say, just take that same work ethic and apply it to something that's productive, right? I mean, one of the best business classes you can possibly take is at Stanford University. It's a drug dealing class, how to sell drugs in America. But it teaches you how to really build a business, understanding products, understanding customers, understanding delivery, understanding growth, understanding protecting your territory. All these things that a young kid who wants to get ahead of life, wants to bring home money for his family, is I might do that.
Yep.
And that's what's happening in my film. I play a young man who will do anything for his mom. And that leads me to go out, flipping burgers, trying to get a bar job. But the bar job is not a bar job. The bar job is amateur night, at the local strip club. And, he's I'm not doing it. I got morals and stuff. I know right from wrong. But his brother's listen, it's one time. Just do it for mom. Just keep her lights on. So I get up on stage and I shake my butt in my underwear. Tighty whities, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tighty whities. Shout out to Haynes.
What was that like?
What was that?
Well, I was just going to say, was that a nerve-wracking experience for you? Had you gone out on stage?
Hell yeah! Nerve-wracking. I mean, okay, so my character Michael, he's going out for the first time ever standing in front of, all these women and stuff. And then that's also my first time Robert Ri'chard going through this experience. So I'm I got some empathy for you, for my character, right? But I just really just tried to do my best to get healthy and to be the fantasy and the role that everyone wants to see my character as, which is like he unrobes and it's like that's just magic, right? That's sexy chocolate, and then all the work that goes in that. But I took a couple dance classes, and I was afraid, man. When we
afraid of if you were going to be able to do it.
No, just like being behind the curtain for the first time, and like the way that it was that night. I remember like it was yesterday because it's 400 women. Right, and they've all been sipping on some scissor.
Wait, so before you say, is this the build-up? Is now? So your first night of filming that, had you already been acting in scenes, or was this like your the first time?
We had like 3 or 4 days, but they were just giving me a little bit of time because like you got to acclimate to like get up on stage, and this is gonna be real.
Okay.
So the way that Jean-Claude set it up, it's like we just had regular women from the street. And it was like real money.
Oh, really?
Oh.
So this was like a real show.
Like a real show.
Where was I during this shoot?
And check this out. So the first person that went out is the #1 male stripper in the world, Bolo the Entertainer.
Yep.
And he goes out and like I just saw like flood across the floor. So Tyson's like, get over here! It's like, click on this. So me and Tyson are just like drinking in the back. He's like, liquid courage. So then Tyson goes next, and Tyson said, out of this sheer fear, he's like, I'm just taking off all my clothes because I don't know what else to do to top this guy. So Tyson goes next, and then like Genuine goes after him, and then like Darren goes after him, and they had me queued up like the last guy to go, and I'm just thinking like, oh my god, what am I gonna do to like stay afloat to top these dudes? So I walk, my heart's beating, the music starts playing, the fog is coming, and like it's like the shiny curtain, right? So I walk through, and right when I walk through, I realize I'm like, I'm a man, and these were all women, and I was like, I'm a lion, it's feeding time, like, go get it. Right? And so all of a sudden, all that fear just turned to like this the highest level of confidence.
And sexy chocolate.
And I was just like, yo, like Bolo told me, he's like, remember, you own this. And I got on stage, I'm like, you get sexy chocolate, you get sexy chocolate, you all get sexy chocolate. So I grab this lady and I pick her up and bring her up on stage. And I told her, don't you move. I put my fingers on her lips and don't you move, girl. Don't you move, right? And I grab a chair, I said, sit down. Right, and I put her in the chair, and I walk around the girl saying, every girl right now, I wish she was this girl, right? And I just take off my shirt, I'm pouring water all over myself, just drenching her, right? And remind you, the girls have been here for like 4 hours, and they've seen the other day. Oh, animals. Just hyenas, gazelles, giraffes, everything. Just, right, bunnies.
Simba about to come over.
It's feeding time. So we accomplished it, and I remember when after they cut, no one stopped acting. Everyone was still going nuts. Place was going wild. Adrian Bailon was there. Oh, Adrian Malouf was there. Carmen Electra was there. Everybody was there.
Wow.
And finally, the director goes like, cut, and then everybody just gave me a standing ovation, like clap, like, wow, you really rose to the occasion. And I'm like, that's all I care about. Just go to work and do the best you can.
Had you danced before?
No, not at all. Not at all. And what's even funnier is that, so Channing's in Magic Mike.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Channing and I did Coach Carter together.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, we would go out, and I'd never seen a white boy dance so good. I'm like, what are you eating?
Use the wallflower against watching him. Like,
no, seriously, it was like that, and just watching, just like how many women were just drawn to him, and how confident and sexy he was. So it's like I got my old co-star doing that movie. I got Tyson's like my brother doing this movie, and I have to be the guy who's like eclipses Tyson. So all I thought was just work. So that everybody in the audience is like, yeah, that sexy chocolate did, a better job than Tyson.
Well, especially the build-up. I mean, you have Genuine who did Pony.
Right.
Yeah.
Which every girl, right?
Which I'm
Every girl
assuming
knows
that's
Pony.
probably a song that he does. And then we get...
Might as well be called Super Soaker.
Okay. Darren's dance crew.
Right? Seriously, like everyone learned how to dance off his DVDs. Okay. Seriously, right?
And then here you come.
Not that innocent.
So,
but I think what I love most is that we're learning like this is all on the fly. It's not choreographed stuff. Like you just went out there and that's you on stage performing.
So somebody called me at like 11 p.m. No, it was 2 o'clock in the morning East Coast time, like Friday night, Saturday morning. Then I was on a flight at 7 a.m. to come back and start rehearsal.
oh.
So we did rehearsal that Saturday for like 9 hours. Then Tyson's like, let's go to the gym. So we went to the gym. Tyson was there for like 4 hours. I worked out for my 10 minutes. I was good. I was good.
Highway
Fit. There you go. And then the next day we shot. The next Sunday we started shooting, and I had scenes with Jenny Wan and Darren and everybody, and Michael J. White and everyone the first day. And then by the Wednesday we were all on stage shooting, and the movie we shot in like 15 days. We just killed it, just knocked it all out.
Wow.
How did you prep for this role? Like how? Were you watching Magic Mike? Were you hanging out with Genuine and Darren?
I didn't want to be jaded. I didn't want to be jaded by watching anything else. And the truth is like I really grounded it. Right. From what I thought was, so what's this movie about? It's the length that someone's gonna go for their family. Mm-hmm. Right. And so I still have that to lean on. I'm a master at this craft. Right, and I still respect the people who are better than me. Right, DW, Daniel Day-Lewis, DW is Denzel Washington, by the way. Shout out DW. Leonardo DiCaprio, Jamie Foxx. They're the people who are really, I think, really pushing the envelope on what great acting and great entertainment is. And Will Smith too. And so I approached it from that angle. And to be real in that, I think is what really made everyone say. I watched 200 people. They rated this movie. They said, we rate this movie 90 out of 100.
Wow.
200 Secret Balance. And the number one note was that this is the most entertaining film that we've seen. So I love that was like the notes, and I get to put this one on my show. It was like part of my library. But I really approach it from the acting standpoint, not so much of like feeling like I have to be the best dancer. Right.
I mean, the story is that you've never done it before, so it kind of actually...
Yeah, exactly. And I was leaning on that, to be honest. I was leaning on that, a little bit of that, that fear. There's a scene where like I'm backstage with Michael J. White. He's like, "You're on in 2 minutes," and you really see like that gulp effect. You know what I mean? Like he puts like a cowboy hat on me. He's like, "Everyone loves cowboys." Right? He walks out, and it's literally like, I'm about to go out here in my tighty whities right now, right? Because I'm just right, and just go up there and just get eaten alive, and then I just eat everybody in the audience, right? So
now, how did the role come about? Because there were rumors that Romeo was supposed to play the lead character, and then we had Darren in here, and he said that Romeo basically couldn't get the dances down. And so,
yeah, I mean, I hear mixed stories about what happened with Romeo. Romeo's a good friend of mine.
So how did you get approached?
And I think that it just kind of was, for whatever reason, it wasn't peanut butter and jelly between, Romeo and the project. And I heard it was a mutual thing. They both bowed out. And there's a producer named Gabe who did Takers and stuff. And he told Jean-Claude, who's a writer-director, he said, "Listen, I think Rob might be perfect for this." So they got my personal telephone number and called me. And I remember looking at the phone like, you know how you look when people, is a number you don't recognize?
Right.
Yeah.
Hello, who's this? Movie? Nah. And my phone rang again. I was like, hello? I was like, nah, I tell you I want you. And they called back for the third time. I was like, hello? And I remember thinking okay, just listen to the guy for 2 seconds. So I'm listening to him. He's like, do you want to be the lead in the stripper movie? And the first thing I thought was, stripper movie? I'm a real actor. And then I thought back to years ago, 10 years ago, someone was like, do you want to be in the stepping movie? I was like, stepping movie? Yes, I'm a real actor. And that became Stomp the Yard.
Yep.
Wow.
So I passed on that opportunity, and that movie was enormous, and everyone loved Stomp the Yard, and everyone was in it. So I was like, I'm not going to miss that opportunity to do that this time. And so I was like, put it in God's hands, let's do it. And just went, balls to the wall. No pun intended. Balls to the wall.
Well, one thing that I got to say that I'm excited to see is because it kind of... We've seen you grow up, so it's kind of hard to take you out of that My Cousin Skeeter days. But this is something it's a grown man.
I mean, Tiona, I'm not complaining.
She saw Tyson Beckford this weekend at what was it?
Chippendales in Vegas. Tyson Beckford is headlining as performing. So I got a little taste of what's to come in the movie, and I was very pleased. But I was wondering, if you guys were to battle it out, who would win the lap dance battle between you and Tyson? Oh.
Who is that? That's you?
That's this
guy. That is you?
That's this guy.
Okay. I don't believe that those abs are real.
Well, first of all,
you just go to my phone and start swiping.
I need that 10-minute workout.
10-minute workout.
Yeah, 10-minute workout.
Stop prioritizing your health. No weights, no gym, no travel.
I'm gonna be in
your road to fitness freedom. I'm gonna plug
I don't know.
myself.
This is so small. You guys at home can't see this, but I'm gonna find it and post it, and maybe
there we go.
use it as
We'll text
inspiration.
message and tweet it and do all the Instagram stuff so all the listeners and stuff can enjoy. May 22nd, Chocolate City.
May 22nd. Also, his hour-and-a-half long commercial for highway workout. Okay,
right. Highway Fit. Get it right. Get it right or get left behind.
Okay. So moving from that. All right. Well, let's talk about some of your castmates. Let's play a little game of superlatives.
Yeah,
right?
I love that. I love this game.
Who on set is the biggest class clown?
The biggest class clown. I have to say that D-Ray Davis is the biggest class clown.
Yeah.
Right? Because I get jealous, right? I get jealous because he can do what I can't do, and it makes me upset.
What?
If I say a line wrong, there's a script supervisor who walked up to me like, Rob, you just said that line wrong. I said, I didn't say look, like whatever the line is, you know what I mean? I made a conjugation of a word, you know what I mean? Like, I said don't instead of do not, right? But he can just say whatever he wants the whole movie, and everyone just is laughing and clapping, and you're the microphone guy, like snickler and stuff. So D-Ray is probably the biggest class guy. He never said any of his lines right, and the movie is fantastic because of him. I love the fact that he's in the project.
All right, so who would be the best dancer?
Oh, Bolo's the best dancer, hands down. Yo, I never knew people could move their body parts like that, right?
It's Bolo.
Bolo's the entertainer.
the
Yeah, he's like our anchor, right? So in the film, Tyson's the best dancer in the film.
What do you mean anchor?
Well, he's the one that was really like, this is what I really do. It's my real life. Okay. So he's like our consultant, right? And he's in the film as well. But at any point, we can ask him a real life question. What would happen in this scenario, which he can inform us. But in the storyline, Tyson's the big money maker, right? He's the one that's walking around with like duffel bags full of money. But Bolo, man, he can kill it. Because I guess Bolo has like a history in like gymnastics and stuff. So he's like doing backflips and body rolls and flipping. I'm like, just seeing how, like, this is one scene where he's literally climbing toward the camera, and there's like an 80-foot screen of just like this monstrosity, a behemoth of a man just climbing toward, and like you're like, oh my god, right? And he's just killing it. So I think that he's by far like the best dancer in the film.
All right, who would you say is the biggest flirt on set?
I'm the biggest flirt on set. I'm the biggest flirt. Ain't nobody taking my spot. I'm the biggest flirt.
I'm getting one of these.
Right? You don't matter. Craft service lady, right? It don't matter. His wardrobe.
So you was doing real good on that craft service.
That's right. That's right.
He was very in character.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I'm the biggest flirt on set, hands down.
All right, and then who is most likely to be late to set?
I'm the most likely to be late on set.
At least he's not because you're flirting.
You're too busy flirting with the cafeteria.
There's no question. I don't recommend anybody being late for work. But man, dude, I'm gonna work on that. That's one thing that I'm gonna work on. But the thing about it is this. Okay, so I figured out that there's like a certain sense of urgency that when you're late for work that really transfers well into what I do on screen. So there's like a Rob, we have 5 minutes to get you on set. So I jump into my clothes real quick, right? Get makeup. I'm like, okay, that's enough makeup. And I go on set, and they're like, do you know your lines? I'm like, no. I look at my lines, I'm like, pressure. Okay, here's my play. This is my Eli Manning play, my Tom Brady play, right? Bam, I got it. And then I just go on autopilot and just kill it. And that's part of my process, and I think that part of me not really attacking that problem of being late is that I think I'm leaning on that's actually that extra little bit of energy and urgency that I need to be on camera to give the best work.
Hey, as long as it delivers.
So yeah, it delivers.
Yeah.
So it's good.
All right, and then last is who is actually most likely to become a stripper?
Most likely to become a stripper. Wow, that's a good one. I think that by default that's a Tyson answer, right? I mean, he's literally on stage. He's literally on stage. Like every woman across America, you could be in Maine and see Tyson Beckford in 11 hours. Right? 6-hour flight, right? 2 hours of makeup, right? 1 hour of shaving your legs, and then you're like, I'm going to the freaking Chippendales. I love that he's on stage. Now, it's great though that like every girl's dream can come true, right? And every girl can live out her fantasy. And like, you know, the #1 male model in the world is on stage, you know, jumping out of cakes. It's great.
Great promo for y'all's movie.
I love that. He's on billboards, and I'm so proud of him. That's my brother right there.
If you could change characters with anyone in the movie, who would it be?
I love Tyson's character.
Really?
Yeah, because he's got an accent. He kills it in the role. He's awesome in the film. He's like one of the best actors now. I love it. Yeah. The director goes to him and goes, you know, I'm going to change your name. His name was Adrian in the film. He's like, I'm going to change your name to Rude Boy. With that accent. So Tyson did the whole film in an accent, and he kills it.
What?
So I was really, really proud of him, too. And then, obviously, Vivica is, like, awesome.
Tell us about her performance, because we heard that it might be kind of one of her biggest.
She's so on point for this film. She kills it. And it's great because she's got, you know, two men in her life that just want to make her happy. And she's like, listen, this is my ship. I'm running it. And, you know, little does she know that, you know, her oldest boy and her youngest boy are out there, you know, making money, you know, the hard way. The hard way. Right?
He said it.
Up.
Well, so you have this crew here, of guys now that you're older. But going back a bit, you were in Alley Cat Strike.
Yeah, that's right. Classic.
You made bowling cool.
Right, it's classic. I'm in Bowling Club. That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
In high school, for you, what was your group?
My group.
Like, were you the jock or were you the?
To be completely honest, I was a little bit of a chameleon. Right.
Uh-huh.
So I got my whole life. I realized I got a pass. There was somebody who was in charge who liked me my whole life.
Okay.
Right? Whether that was like in elementary school, this kid named Abraham Costello. That was a dude who ran the playground. And the first day of school, we got in a fight. And the second day of school, we got in a fight. And the third day of school, we got in a fight. And the fourth period, at first I was like, hey man, I don't have a pencil. Can I borrow your pencil? In science class. And since then, we've been inseparable best friends.
Really?
So between him and Brandon Myers, who's my best friend to this day, we've been friends for 29 years, me and B. And B's always been the guy that everybody loves. And he's always like, I'm with Rob. Rob's with me. So when I got to high school, freshman day, the number one girl, the most popular girl in school was my friend Chasen Walker's older sister, Leah Walker. She's literally like prom king, homecoming queen, student body president. And she goes to all the seniors. This is my little brother. Nobody messed with him. He's sitting at the senior table. So I sat at the senior table my whole freshman year. And then like in junior high, I mean the next year when I was a sophomore, the number one girl in school, Morgan Chitty, was my cousin. She's like prom queen, homecoming queen. This is Robert Ri'chard. I'm my little brother. Nobody messed with him. He's sitting at the senior table. So that was like my identity in high school. Was like I was like the guy who got validated by the older kids to kind of come back and sit at the senior table. So I pretty much like. Between that and just being myself and being the nerdy kid that I was and being the awkward kid and also playing sports and being into theater and all that kind of stuff, I kind of blended pretty well with everybody. Mm-hmm. And I think that's still kind of high in the day. I kind of blend with everybody. You can put me in a room with anybody, and I'm cool.
Were you still in high school, or were you still going to school when you were doing Cousin Skeeter and all that stuff? So
I was going to school full time and voted most likely to be absent. But I had all my friends. I threw all the parties. Like, you ask anybody, back in the day, 100% Genuine Pony. Oh, that was like my theme album at my parties. I have everyone from every high school, because I grew up in LA. Uh-huh. So there's like 16 relevant high schools in LA, right? Between like Crenshaw and Hamilton and Beverly and Palisades and Venice, and then all the private schools like Brentwood, Oakwood, Campbell Hall, Buckley. I invite everybody from all the schools to my house parties. And I was like, okay, so I always think, so what's a win look like? A win looks like people walking out of my house at 7 a.m. and nothing's broken. And then I hire a cleaning crew, so I don't have to clean. Right. So I'm like, okay, hire a cleaning crew. That means we got to charge to get to the door. So I'm like, how is the party not going to get shut down? I realized that if you hire off-duty cops, the cops can't shut your parties down. So I was in high school, and I would go to the police station and say, listen, I need off-duty cops to come here and work the security.
Where are your parents?
Right? I don't know. Everyone says I raised myself. They're like, Rob raised Rob.
Like this little kid going up to the police station. Look, I'm having an event.
Right? So I would go literally, I would go give them, I say, this is my event I'm having. There's going to be a lot of cars parked in the neighborhood. I want to have security. I want to have an off-duty cop. And I would hire the off-duty cops, but then my party never got shut down. Wow. And then I started to do that. I would go by the hospital, and I go by the fire department.
Shut up.
And so I'm never going to tell anybody. I can't tell this story. Wow, I can't tell this story.
What? Damn.
There's a certain way that the fire department told me to notify them mid-party to come by and bring the fire engines. And so I would do as instructed, and I would call the fire department with the right script, and they would come by my house, like 7 fire engines in front of my house. And the fellows would walk through the party, and like all the firefighters in their fire uniforms, in their red freaking suspenders, and then yell. And girls went nuts! I was like, this is absolutely genius, because they thought it was like entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So the firefighters would hang out for like 5 minutes and be like, that was a false alarm, and then they'd take off on the engines, but it was a really cool
So you were the original Project X.
Yeah, no, literally, when I saw Project X, I was like, who stole my life? I literally watched that movie thinking, yep, I did that. Like, I remember people leaving my house in the morning. And I remember the jean marks on the walls.
From all the guys with fresh jeans,
blue jean marks on the wall. And me having to go down to Home Depot and be like, hey, listen, does anybody want a job? I need some white paint and I need like...
He just hiring everybody to do everything.
You're a good American. You're making sure people working out here.
Everyone's a specialist at something, so I make sure that you're the best person to do it. It's better to use my resources to help you out than to waste my time doing it wrong.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
That's genius. Yeah. I mean, it's genius.
So I threw a lot of big parts, but I was voted most likely to be absent, but I kept my same curriculum that everyone did. Had to turn in my homework the same time everyone did, but I'm sending my homework from Toronto.
Right.
You know, literally like New York, Chicago, Toronto. I worked downtown LA for Cousin Skeeter, but we shot like Light It Up in Chicago. We shot Alley Cats in Toronto, and I was literally like working and going to school.
How was that for you? Like, I mean, were you exhausted?
You know what?
Was the energy from the shows just kind of giving you life?
It's so funny because my school didn't care about my entertainment, and my entertainment didn't care about my schooling. So my producer tell you can tell your teacher, go eat your homework, right? You better be on set and be prepared. And then my teacher said, tell your producer, go eat your homework, right? Go eat your scripts, right? You better have your grades in on time, otherwise I'm gonna give you a fail, a 0. So I was balancing both of those things, and I was working in such a high capacity that I would start falling asleep everywhere. And so now in my adult life, I can fall asleep anywhere. There's so many pictures on Instagram, right, of me like sleeping in concerts, sleeping on the toilet, sleeping in the elevators. I've fallen asleep in an elevator ride before.
What?
Legitimately.
That's like 30 seconds.
Yeah, seriously. So that's kind of like something that my body probably just kind of off default said, like, I actually want to get tested. I think I've fallen in REM sleep like faster than like anybody. Like just from
so you're like out.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of go like a 23-hour day is normal for me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it is. So it's like I'll get a 10-minute power nap in, sleep an hour, get a little 10-minute workout in, kind of keep the motor running, and just keep going to work, man.
How do you keep this humbleness that you have about you? I mean, we were sitting here talking before, about your friends and how long you've kept this group of friends, and that's kind of hard in this industry for a lot of people. We see, they kind of have a group of friends, they get a job, and then they've become friends with a whole bunch of new friends. How do you keep that consistency?
A lot of people shaped, who I am. My dad's one, but actually a really big producer, Brian Grazer. He said you always have one foot in, one foot out. Right? Don't get so involved in what you're doing that you lose perspective. And so he's the kind of gentleman who's like, listen, I'm going to go to wherever in the world and make this film. And I'm going to go to the goons first and get my pass with the goons before I go to the police department and get my pass to the police department. And I think about all the hardworking people in America who really they work hard. They take care of their kids, their families, go to work 4 o'clock in the morning, get off 4 o'clock in the morning. And I would never want to be sitting across from them and them think that they work harder at what they do than what I do. We do something different, but I'm working just as hard as you. My life's not easy, right? So that way we can look eye to eye and talk to each other and then respect each other. So that's kind of my approach with that, to be honest.
Very dope.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so you have some new projects coming up.
Yeah, buddy.
427.
Yes.
It was a favor, and then it became something bigger?
Yeah, man. No, dude. So John Lassane is a producer, and I was walking off of like one of those lots, NBC's lot, I think I was walking off. And he's like, man, I got this project, I want you to do it. And I go, here's my number, call me, let's do it. So we did this project, and it was with King Batch. He's like the most followed person on Vine, and we went out to like Lake Castaic up the 5 freeway, and we did this like war comedy, and it's me and Andrew Batchelor, King Batch, and we did this thing. This is like a couple years ago. Now Batch is blown up now, and he's one of the most responsible giving people. He's hardworking. He's got a great charity where he empowers kids, and he gives kids like real supplies, backpacks full of pens, papers, gives kids computers, scholarships for college. He's a real upstanding man. I look up to him. I admire him. And then John's like, hey, listen, I got another one for you. Let's do it. I said, let's go. Let's do it. So he called me on Thursday. I was on set on Friday, and we did this awesome, funny comedy. And I'm just like now just pushing the envelope, of how I'm playing like a sexy jock kind of guy, but a comedy too. So I'm doing some things that no one even expected me to do. And John's like, you're crazy, Doug, but I love it. So everyone's like clapping on set and stuff. So I'm really hoping that becomes a big series. And
so what's the theme of it?
427, just young college people doing what college people do. It's relatable.
I heard it's kind of like a Friends vibe to it.
Exactly. Yeah, like a Friends meets like the campus, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I played like a dumb Joey character.
Who walks around in his whitey tighties too.
Absolutely.
I watched the trailer.
That's right. Yes. So
all right, we know what you're gonna be All right, we got Buddy Bolden biopic.
Yeah, absolutely. Dan Pritzker is the writer director of Buddy Bolden, and Bolden is a real guy, and I equate him to like R. Kelly like 100 years ago. Like, just crazy, getting in fights, like spitting on people, like just like going schizophrenia, going to jail, everything. And this is a real man who lived this real life, but he was an amazing musician and a trumpet player, and all the things that were inside of his head, he could push out through his instrument and really birth all of modern day pop music. Rap, everything is derivative from jazz. And so I got a chance to do this film with Dan, and it's just awesome. And I play a clarinet player, like an orchestra player. And Dan had me learning how to play the clarinet this whole summer, like classes every single day. But now instead I can play all my own songs that George Baquet, who's a real clarinet player, could play. And we knocked this movie out of the park, man.
That's how long did it take for you to really kind of get the hang of it?
Honestly, probably about 10 weeks, about 14 hours a day.
That's great.
Yeah, I work with Delphio and Wynton Marsalis, who were like really like the godfathers of jazz music this day, and they were literally in front of me, working on my fingering, on my breath, making sure I could play all the notes, everything, and then eventually I just arose to the occasion and I learned it, and it was great for the film because I could play everything they were doing, so it was real. And his character hates my character because I'm from like the nerd shop, the orchestra guys like read music, and Buddy can't even read music. He can just play it, right? Like a virtuoso, like a prodigy. So I get on stage with him and I'm killing him, and he just like gets mad, starts punching me on stage. We're getting fights. We're falling off stage. There's blood everywhere.
Clarinet player.
Right. He's like, "You're stealing my women." I'm like, "Buddy, there's like 100 women." He's like, "These are all my women." I'm like, "Well, see, Chocolate Stick, those are all my women."
Is there any, dancing now, we have a clarinet instrument, like, is there anything musically that we might ever get from you?
Nah, man, I like staying in my craft, man. I just want to carry a gun and carry a woman over my shoulder and just run really fast from an explosion, right? Handcuffed to her, right? Like James Bond.
So is that next, like, maybe a big action film or something for you?
Yeah, I want to do action. I want to have a love interest.
Can you just be the first black superhero? Like, even though what's his name was out there, Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith did Hancock, right?
Hancock,
which was awesome. I love that movie actually.
And
yeah, but watch out, Will. I'm chasing your tails, right? And hire me, boss.
So the action film is where you would like to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like that's the pinnacle. I think we look at like your Will Smiths and your Leos, and all of our biggest actors do a lot of those big action films. Tom Cruise, is pretty much, and I want to have my, Goose and Maverick, my Top Gun. That's the ones that I want. Playing young, cool guy, aviators, saving the world, man. Nothing better than that.
You kind of always tend to play the charming, lead guy. So is there ever like an idea to want to play a villain?
Yeah, for sure. I play a villain in the next film I have coming out, The Man in 3B.
Oh, okay, what's that about?
I play a villain. It's a thriller. It's from a New York Times best-selling book. Carl Weber is an amazing author and writer, and he's turning his books into films. And I got to work with Lamont Rucker, and Christian Keys is also new, and he's my buddy. But I play the bad guy, man. I'm a suspect in a murder. It's awesome. So I like just stretching it all out, really just open the spectrum, because I think there's a lot that I can do. Mm-hmm. And, I want to just really challenge myself and see if I rise to the occasion continuously.
I'm excited to see that, because honestly, based off your personality, though, you have a fun personality, I could see you kind of really getting into an evil character.
Yeah, so like, a lot of the characters that I play are like the ordinary guy in extraordinary experience. So I've done like
great way of explaining that.
Right. So I did a CSI Miami, and my character's like in love with this woman. She's dead. So they put the murder on him, and he goes into jail. And like the first day he gets in a fight, and the second day he gets pissed on, and the third day he gets raped, and then he turns into this like caged animal just from having the attack on him in the prison, and he starts killing people in prison. And I remember being on set because they said that like the lead character on CSI Miami had never doesn't look anybody in the eye, and like in the scene he could not justify like not looking me in the eye, so he literally takes off his glasses and looks like right in my eyes, and like that was like a big thing for that character. Wow. And then like Leslie Moonves, who is the president of like CBS Paramount, literally like knocked on my door on my office at 101 and was like, "You did amazing work in that." So there was a character that I had to go for a couple months ago, and like literally I slept outside in the rain for 2 days. days.
Wait, what?
Like,
You did?
Yeah, no sheets, no nothing. Like in the backyard, my dogs like slept outside, and the character is in the slave time, like the Underground Railroad, and there's a black guy who hates black people. And like he's going to dismantle like the Underground Railroad and like has all of his allegiance to like the slave owners and all the white guys who run the plantations, and he's a straight villain. And when I walked on Sony's lot, everyone was afraid. I was dirty as hell, all the knots from sleeping outside. I was like hoarse, everything, and I went and said, and I made everybody in the room cry. Wow. And I come from a theater background, so that's like I have that training to like, listen, I'm gonna take all the air out of this room and take everyone's breath away. So I take that into my work every single day, and so I want to play like that villainous role. I'm talking shaving the head, tattoos on the head, like neck, everything, and just go at it.
Yes.
Wow.
Right? Like
and I love the intensity. Even telling that I'm scared of you.
I'm saying, I want to see this movie.
I went from being like get naked to oh my god, I'm scared of you now.
Right? All right, let's take a shower.
Okay, let's go.
With movies,
all right.
TV,
Nice bubble bath,
and
relaxing.
theater, do you have a favorite?
I like them all actually. I love entertaining families. Right? Everyone works hard, so people want to have their time to entertainment. And there's a lot of mediums out there. We got Vines and Instagrams and all that kind of stuff, but it's quick entertainment, right? But to be in something where literally you can like suspend all disbelief, like kick your feet up with your popcorn, your chocolate, second chocolate, May 22nd, and just enjoy, me going to work. You get to watch. I've always admired the people who are entertaining everyone and they're at their job when everyone's off their job. Mm-hmm. So like when I look at like the fight, like Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Like those guys are in their office and everyone's not in their office getting to enjoy it, right? Mm-hmm. When you go see like a concert like Jay-Z, Lil Wayne's on stage, right? They're at their office going to work, right? Every athlete, they're at their work. So that's how I see it for me is like let everyone be off work with their chips and their dip and their sodas and whatever and their alcohol, and then I'm at work killing it for them. That's what I want.
I like that.
Yeah. That sounds pretty fair.
That's good.
Now, before we wrap up, we have a very serious personal question.
Boom, boom, boom,
because
boom, boom.
me and Tiona, we go back and forth between this because here at AFTERBUZZ we do after shows for TV shows.
Right.
So we do the Vampire Diary after show.
I love it. Nina.
So we have a really important question for you.
I love Nina. Huh?
Team Stelena or Delana?
Yo, I'm all Team Stelena. That's Stefan, right?
No!
Yes. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, right? Because Stefan will hurt his brother. Like Damon.
Yeah, Damon.
Damon is not gonna hurt his brother to get his girl. Stefan's gonna hurt him if he has to. Like, yo, I will kill
True
you.
love,
right? And that's true love. That's deep passion right there, right?
I don't
They be
like
coming
this
at me. I'm the only one. I'm the only one that be fighting for how many
That was
seasons?
my scene with Stefan was my gateway. My first episode of Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
That was my scene. He grabbed me by the throat and picked me up, and he's like, "Yo, I will take the life out of you." And I was like, "You put me down, and you're gonna have something coming for you." And he puts me down, and I go back and I grab a 12 gauge shotgun.
Yep.
And I pump it on him, and he's like, "You won't." And I'm like, "Yeah." Boom! It's blown away. So like that's my gateway. So I'm so Team Stefan, right? I love you, Ian. Yo, Ian kills it though. Ian's a man.
I'm still sticking with Damon, but you guys
That's
have your
fine.
He's a rock star though. Ian's a rock star, man. Everybody, his fans love him, man.
But your fans are gonna love you even more May 22nd. So
They're
where
right.
can all of these fans go see you shirtless, naked, pictures, keep up with what you got going on?
Yo, everybody go see Chocolate City May 22nd and all the month of May, June, July, August. Keep it in theaters.
Every month, just
And
every
video
month.
on demand. Everyone's while I'm not on social media. You come up to me in real life, I'm everywhere. I'm in every state. You come up, you get a hug, right? I'm giving out hugs and love. My boys out there, you get daps, you know what I'm saying? Probably get some hoop. Don't challenge me, I'll probably take your money. That's not a threat, that's a promise.
Yes.
And then all ladies out there, I can't wait to just hold on to you and never let go.
And then, all right, so in the Man in 3B, I just need to know when this come on. I'm really excited to see
Yeah, this
as
is
an evil
fall.
character.
This is fall release, yeah.
And Buddy?
Buddy Bolden's, we're still in production right now.
Okay.
Which is great. But it's a big film. It's a $100 million film, man. This is off the chain. And they're pushing the envelope. This is like, I feel like I'm making like an Avatar movie.
Really?
Like on the technology side, the way they're getting inside like Buddy's head. Like, we see some things we've never seen before in all of film. It's going to revolutionize film.
Wow.
It really will, yeah. And that's part of, I think, what Dan's delivering to, like, entertainment is, like, I'm going to change the way that all films are made forever.
Well, look at you, Robert. Doing
Doing it.
man.
Well, thank you for stopping by.
I love you guys, man. Thank you guys so much
Appreciate
for
you.
having
Appreciate
me.
you.
Thank you.
To all the fans out there, love you guys.
And for everyone at home, make sure you guys hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You guys can tweet me at DJ Jesse J.
And you can tweet me at the Tiona Hobson.
Till next time, peace.
All right.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.